Hey, what's good, everybody? It's me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, and you're watching Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Joining me, as always, are my co-hosts from the Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks podcast, Rebellious D and Double OT, Terrific Trav. How you fellas doing today?
Hey, man, I'm going to start throwing up that ass. Ash Ketchum used to do this, right?
Yeah, he did.
Hit him with
He did it for about like 10 years.
Did. Got hit. I don't have the hat, though.
I mean, you can go grab it real quick. We have time.
I don't do hats.
We got 5 hours, man. This is about to be a 5-hour interview.
This line's starting to go back a little bit. The line's starting to go back a little bit. I got to get away from the hats.
Trav, just tell him Jedis don't wear hats.
That's right,
yeah, exactly.
You see my boy Qui-Gon.
Trav, you up in the sky flying the helicopter. You don't got the hat on. You just
That's right. I got on the headset.
Headset.
Oh man, but yes, joining us on today's episode, interview, video, is professional voice actor. You know, this man, he's an amazing dude. You know, I slid in the DMs. I slid in the DMs once, and he didn't acknowledge me like Roman Reigns. Be like, acknowledge me, but
that's right. That's right.
Hey, but then I slid in the DMs again. He followed me, and he was just like, sure.
I remember this time.
And that is Mr. Darrel J, Delfin. Darrel, how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. Thank you for having me.
Hey, we got the tank top. It's a party.
That's my casual attire.
That's right.
Hey, what type of tank top is that? Because it looked like it says all that up there.
Oh, no. It's from Kamen Rider. If you guys are familiar, that's the thing that I post about all the time on Twitter. I love Kamen Rider. And this is from Team Rider.
I actually thought it was one of the medallions from Power Rangers.
It is a coin, though, technically.
Well, I'm on the right track.
So this specific Kamen Rider is made up of 3 different coins. That's his gimmick. So depending on which coin he puts into his slot, this is like Hawk, Tiger, Grasshopper, and it'll give him a different power depending on
that's
where
pretty sick.
I like
that's pretty sick, actually.
They need that in the Legends of the Hidden Temple. Like you can combine, you know, the blue barracudas with the purple monkeys. You know,
yeah.
Do some Full Metal Alchemist stuff here. You know?
Yo, what was it called in America? Because it wasn't called Kamen Rider. It was called something else, right?
It was Masked Rider when it first came out
here.
But they tried bringing it again, not Saban, but a different company under the name Kamen Rider. And it did all right, but it wasn't received well. It just wasn't marketed well at all. And then Toei in Japan was like, nope, Kamen Rider isn't doing well. Let's just never bring it back over. So who knows if it will ever come back over.
Yeah, I feel like that's what happens with, especially at that time when, they were trying to bring shows from Japan or other countries. And, if it didn't market well with kids and they couldn't sell the toys and all that stuff, then it was just like,
that's it.
We're done with it.
So but sometimes it just don't translate well to the American audience. It just
that's true.
What it is.
Yeah, that is true.
Some stuff just doesn't.
So before we get into today's interview, everybody that's watching this video, make sure that you like it, you subscribe to the channel, and you hit that bell button so that way you're always notified when we have new content.
Look at me. You hit that bell.
That's right.
I swear. You don't hit that bell.
Roman told you hit that bell. Hey, acknowledge
that bell.
Hey, D, you're not the one making the threats this week, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, it's nice.
Hey, D brought back up.
You put
brought the muscle. That's why the tank top's in.
You hit that bell. Hold on, wait. You hit the bell.
I thought you were about to do the Macho Man Randy Savage. Ooh,
bro, I thought you were gonna put on the SpongeBob muscle arms.
I wish.
Oh my god!
I wish I had the inflatable, and
like your boy Davey Boy.
Yeah, I just did a music video this last weekend, and the rapper, Davey Boy, he had the muscle arms on. I was just like, man, dude, you look like SpongeBob with the. And then the funny thing is, we filmed it in the gym. So I was just like, yo, somebody give this man a bar and see if he can actually, do some reps. With
he don't lift bars. He spits bars.
He spits bars. That's right.
He spits bars.
So Trav, go ahead and let everybody know your tip of the day.
Hey, that's right. Hey, we got the tip. When the sun's out, baby, the guns come out.
Hey,
that's a good one, Trav. I like
that. Was a good one, Trav. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that. And I want to start throwing a freebie in there as well before we get to the main portion of the interview. But Darrel, Trav, he has a helicopter, and if there was anywhere in the world that you could go, where would you want him to take you?
Oh man, I don't know. My default answer is Japan because I'm a filthy weeb, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to sit in a helicopter all the way to Japan though.
Oh, it don't. This is a special copter. It don't
It's a
take-
special copter.
It don't
Trav
take-
got
Oh, okay.
games up there. He got food.
That's right.
He got everything up there.
Mhm. That's that
All right.
X-Men copter right there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go to Japan.
Look, why don't we just blast the Beach Boys, man, and go down to Kokomo? You know what I mean?
Hey,
Yo,
that's a good one.
That's a
Tank
good one
tops
too,
are
Trav.
already on.
Money.
Ready? We have them there.
Hey,
I
money.
love it. I love
Good
it.
pick.
That is a good pick. So Darrel, again,
Yes.
thank you so much for joining us up here on Leveling
thank
Up
you.
with Benjamin Banks.
Thank you.
The first question that I always ask all of our guests up here is,
Gotcha.
what is your origin story? Every hero or villain has one. So tell everybody who you are.
Well, I'm a test tube baby. So no, I'm kidding.
Hey, that was the first. That was the first.
Yep.
And you could have kept going, and we
I
We
could
would've
who
have.
are
believed
we to
you.
call you a liar? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No.
Exactly.
Normally, that's what I go is like, yeah, I'm a test tube baby. You know, I was born in a lab and everything. No. For me though, I was born and raised in Connecticut. Very, very small town. I was there until I was about 17, and then I moved out to LA in 2009.
Wow. Culture
uh,
change.
Yeah. Well, I moved out here because I wanted to pursue college, and I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I just like drawing pictures, specifically Sonic OCs and all that nonsense.
Mhm.
Turns out I'm not good at art. So along the way, my best friend, who I met out here in college, he was like, "Hey, have you been to Anime Expo?" I was like, "No, you guys always go and like never tell me that you guys are going." "Okay, you're coming with us this time." I was like, "What?" "Okay, all right." So they signed me up for Anime Expo, and he's like, "The reason why I want you to go is because they have these open auditions there, and if you go, you get to like maybe be in like some anime." I was like, "I do like anime. I mean, okay." And I've always wanted to be an actor, but it was something that my parents kind of dissuaded me from because, you know, it's not stable. Obviously, you know, I totally get it. As a parent, you know, you want your kids to be stable. But, you know, I've always wanted to be an actor, specifically because of Power Rangers and all that fun stuff. But we finally get the Anime Expo. Basically how the open auditions work, if you guys have no idea, they hand you a script, you stand up on a stage, and then you just shout a whole bunch of lines into the audience. It's meant for fun, obviously, but you know, it was a nice experience. And Tony Oliver, if you guys are familiar with him, he stopped me off stage, and he doesn't remember this. I've asked him about this, and he has no idea. But he's
Big
like,
times
"Oh,
you.
yeah, you're have you done this before?" I was like, "No." No, I haven't done that before. And you know, I recognize him from Power Rangers. So he's like, "Here, I teach this class. It's happening October 6th of this year, which happened to be my birthday, my 21st birthday." And he was like, "You should come down and try out and like, you know, take a class." I was like, "Okay, cool." Took that class. It was a lot of fun. And oh my gosh, I will never get how bad I was. But a week something later, I got an email to do background in Sword Art Online. And from there, it just kind of snowballed from there. And now
Hey.
I'm doing this. So that is like more or less my origin story. Yeah.
Hey,
Hell
well,
yeah.
I'm just gonna say, man, you know, for a test tube baby, it's just like,
That's right.
you know, to see where
Started
you
from
are
the
now, bro,
tubes,
like,
and now we're here.
Oh, now we're here.
started in the
Oh,
test
yeah.
tube, now we're here. Now I want to piggyback, man, because you know,
Okay.
you said that, you know, you are huge into Power Rangers and whatnot, and I feel like, you know, every kid at one point is huge into Power Rangers. And it's funny, I had just saw a video. It was from for Power Rangers Beast Morphers, I believe.
Morphers?
Yeah, and it was the anniversary episode.
The
where
giant
Ja-
team up between
yeah,
everyone.
when Jason
Yep.
comes back, and I was just like, man, look at this! Like, this is awesome.
Look at
This
this.
is- yeah, Jason. It's just
Look at
like,
these
hey,
kids.
like he was giving me Ben Diesel vibes. He was just like,
You want an army? This
Yeah.
is an army.
this is an army. We're family. And then he threw the coin up in the air. I was just like, yeah, this is some serious Fast and Furious type stuff right now. But, you know, I wanted to ask you because I saw that you did some voiceover work in this series called Jamingers, which
Yes, I have.
it's like Power Rangers meets music. It's a Power Rangers musical. Or something
Yeah. So that is a production of one of my friends, Deca Mexican, or Ivan. I forget what his handle is exactly, but his name is Ivan. He lives out in Texas, and he is a huge Power Ranger fan, and that's how we obviously met. Yeah. And being as like he was casting the series that he was making all the suits and the helmets for, I was like, oh, yo, I don't know how I can be a help because I don't want to just travel to Texas, you know, like for I don't know what, but I can help you with my voice. That's all I can do. And so he's like, yeah, I'd actually like you to be the morpher, the jaminizer, as he called it. And I was like, okay, cool. And for anyone not familiar with like modern day Power Rangers or tokusatsu in general, tokusatsu being the genre of Power Rangers and Kamen Rider and all that, all of the devices are loud now. They speak. So like you put, it's like the device in the belt or whatever it may be. It's Cyclone Joker. You know, you in Power Rangers Beast Morphers, the Japanese equivalent, you press the button and it goes, it's morphin' time. They just yell. In Jamingers, I am the voice of that morpher. So, you know, I'll do guitar, harp, flute, trumpet. And there's also another thing that I voice, but I don't think he's officially unveiled that, so I'm not gonna like spoil that for him.
No spoilers. Them NDAs.
Yeah. But that's really it. That's all. I am a part of that series as. It's still really cool. I'm glad that like every time like I see that, I like, that's me. I'm that.
Yeah, as you should. Yeah,
that's an awesome feeling. I mean, you know, when I think about the Power Rangers morphers, you know, I go all the way back to one of my favorite seasons, Power Rangers in Space. I remember it's just like they pressed the button, and my favorite was the Titanium Ranger, and it was just like MEGA magic, bro. That used to hype me up, man. And Power Rangers in Space, I mean, like they say, it's the series that saved Mighty Morphin Power.
It did. It saved Power Rangers. They thought that it was going to end right there, and then all of a sudden, boom.
Back in business.
Back in business.
I want to say I was in the fourth grade when Power Rangers in Space came out, and I remember, you know, at this point in time, you know, you had anime, Dragon Ball Z was starting to get popular and whatnot, and you know, people would be like, "Oh, like you still watch Power Rangers? Power Rangers is for kids and whatnot." But as me and Trav know,
it's fourth grade, you still
one of our former guests, Matt Willis, who is a huge Power Rangers fan, and we had him up here on the podcast. You can check out his episode. But I just love that, you know, Power Rangers is something that has been around this whole entire time.
It has transcended generations.
Yeah, transcended generations, you know, because of the, you know, Super Sentai series and whatnot. And I think that it's cool that you have adults, or like our generation specifically, that grew up watching that stuff. And it's just like, oh, it's cool to be a nerd. It's cool to still watch Power Rangers, because some of them stories are really, really good, man.
We have the adults now that are willing to make the big, like, you know, Hollywood movies, like the 2017 movie, and like just, you know, do it. You know, it's not just like, it is still a kid's property, more family property, I suppose, is a better way to put it. But now it's at the point where it's like, it's hit that legacy status of like, oh, it's Pokemon. Everyone knows about Pokemon, you know.
Right, exactly,
it's Yu-Gi-Oh. Everyone knows about Yu-Gi-Oh now. And it's just, again, transcended generations. I think that's so cool that, like, yeah, now as adults, we have all this power to, like, make the things that we loved as kids a thing. You know, it's great.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Now, you know, this is a big question right here. Green Ranger or White Ranger?
White Ranger.
Hey, I knew I loved this guy, man. Everybody always chooses the Green Ranger, man.
Everyone chooses the Green Ranger, but that's the thing. Like, Green Ranger lost. Green Ranger is like,
I know, but look, bro, ain't nothing on top Green Ranger in the flute.
The flute, man.
It's so iconic, bro. Like White Ranger don't have nothing iconic as that.
What was it?
Sword.
Yeah, it's
Someone didn't watch the first movie. That thing was flipping and shooting lasers.
Yeah, bro, like Saba was talking and all that.
Hey, put some respect on his name.
But real talk though, Hey, when the Rangers was inside the Megazord, and then Tommy, the Green Ranger, he just hopped up in there.
Oh yeah, he
jumped
right.
I was like,
He did give him a hand.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he threw him out of there.
Yeah, he
threw
did
him
throw
out.
him out.
He wanted to play catch, and they couldn't play catch.
It's crazy that we're talking about Power Rangers because literally today at work, my coworker, he just came back and he just had a child, and his child's name is Roman. So congratulations, Darnell. I know you don't.
Congratulations.
Acknowledge him.
You don't listen to the podcast or watch us, but you always stalk me on social media. So I'm gonna post a video clip of me talking.
Congratulations.
But
yeah, that's it.
I was joking him because I was just like, bro, it's just like, you watch Power Rangers growing up. He's like, yeah, I watched it. And I was just like, when the Green Ranger left, Tommy, he came back as the White Ranger. He came back in a fresh new suit.
Mm-hmm.
He came coming down from the sky. We didn't know who it was. I was just like, you come back to work after being gone for almost a month. I said, you got paint all on your shirt, paint all on your pants. Your boots are dirty. I was like, you've been gone for a month. You ain't go shopping for no new clothes or nothing. And he just
had baby expenses.
I was just like, bro. I was just like, Tommy didn't come back with no excuses. He had a fresh new suit.
Came down from the sky and everything.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be Tommy. I didn't know who it was going to be when that mask came. But I mean, I love that moment. But my favorite moment too is when your boy Jason came back. He had the do-rag on.
Oh my gosh!
Hey, Jason was invited to the cookout. He was at the cookout. He had the plate with the ribs up there because Zach left. So Zach, they was having a good old time, man. Why you shaking your head for?
Cause man,
you hear this guy right here?
I don't hear him. I'm tuned out. I'm tuned out.
Jason came out to do
the only thing that would have made it better is if he would have took that do-rag off and he would have had them Norman Osborn waves.
God.
He came in running through the desert, being blasted by things with a do-rag. Every time he comes back in some other weird attire. I don't know whose decision it is to put him in these clothes, but the first time you got him in the leather jacket and the do-rag.
And Forever Red, right? Remember, he showed
Forever. Well, hold on. In the Turbo movie, he comes back because he was swimming with Kimberly
the scuba gear.
Scuba gear. So he's in this skin tight stuff. And then when he comes back in Forever Red, he shows up on his motorcycle.
On the motorcycle,
you guys weren't going to do this without me.
That's why I said. That's why I said in the Beast Morphers thing, he's the Vin Diesel of Power Rangers.
He looks. So I was talking to another friend about it, and it's so weird because I'm okay with the way he looks, but he looks like a dad. He look just like a dad now. Yeah. It looks, because the context of the episode is that he was they opened up a portal and they called out for help, and he was the first person or the only person technically to step through.
He's the only person.
And so I came up with a scenario he's over here on the couch with his kids or something like that, or he's at the DMV. They just gave him the number and he's sitting down, and then the portal opens up next to him, and he looks at the person, like, "Hey, how long is this gonna take?" A little bit. I'll be back.
I'm surprised that he didn't come coming through the portal with the charger. Just like, I'm here. It's just like it was like Goddard Maximus. It's just like, yeah, we took out the original one. Your army is nothing compared to family. And he threw the coin up in the sky. He caught it.
He should have been the Spider-Man. He should have came through the Spider-Man portal.
That is my multiverse of madness.
That's right there.
Isn't that the meme now?
I'm gonna make a meme. Remember, in Endgame, all the portals opened up because you already got the meme of Vin Diesel coming through the portal in the car.
That's right.
Now you about to have Jason walking through. He's just like, I can't. And you call this an army, Thanos? This is a real.
This is an army.
We don't got an army. We got a family.
We have a family.
Oh my God, man! But there, I want to go back to voice acting. And I want to ask you. You get your first voice acting gig, doing some voiceover work for Sword Art Online, and we hear this all the time about the Wallace stuff, and just being on set. like what was the feeling like going through your head like when you were doing this? Like what were some of the things that you were thinking of, like, okay, well, like I want to say this, like hopefully you can hear it in the background of the episode and whatnot, because it's like pretty much you can say whatever. We've heard that people will say something and it's just like when we interviewed Lily Lamers, and they was like it was just like, yeah, I just said something, I wasn't expecting it to make it in the episode, and then it made it in the episode. So like what was the thought process and everything, man?
So specifically for me, when I went in, I was super nervous because, you know, this is my very first thing. I've never done anything before. And also some context, at the time of Sword Art, I was also homeless technically. I was like couch surfing with some friends. And so this was like, yo, I need this to go well, or else, you know. Yep. So a lot of that's riding on my mind. You know, I finally get there. It's a very small studio. And I remember there's maybe like, I want to say 6 of us in there. And you can hear me specifically in episodes 1, 2, and 10 of Sword Art Online. So, you know, standing in the room with all these people, they'll basically, you know, they'll give you like the context of the scene, and we'll go, okay, you know, I'm trying to remember what the direction was. Oh, okay. You guys are now stuck in the game. You guys are now stuck in the
uncut gems.
You guys are now stuck in the game, and you're just chatting about how to get out. Yeah. And you know, that's when this I think the sky turns red, and then there's all the hexagons in the sky. And it was just a lot of like, oh my god, how do we get out of here? Blah blah blah. But I didn't know how to play off anyone just yet. I was just kind of like winging it. And so I was looking around at everyone else. I'm like, oh, okay, we're just talking. All right, we're just talking. Let's just go for it. And as the scene went on, we eventually got to the one that sticks out the most in my head. There was the scene with the Minotaur looking thing in episode 2, when they like all rush him. Right. One of the directions for that specific scene, Alex Von David was like, all right, I don't know exactly what I want you to guys yell, but just shout a bunch of gamer stuff. Okay. All right. So, you know, in 2013, that was like, come at me, bro. Do you even lift? Someone behind me was shouting Leroy Jenkins. I was shouting, do you even lift? Yeah, I was shouting like, do you even lift? And we're all running at this thing. It was such a fun time, knowing that, oh, we could literally just shout whatever, as long as it pertains to the scene. Obviously, there have been some shows where I've just said a bunch of nonsense. They don't quite let us do that as much anymore, but I've done it. But in this scene specifically, it was like, come at me, bro! Oh my god, I was hit! You know, everyone's exploding. It's great. Fun time for everyone. That was one of my biggest like things I really loved about that particular thing. Like that's definitely sticks out to me as like the one thing that I remember from my very first session.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? It's like I was covering my face because when you were saying that, like they pretty much just said, you know, say whatever, and you was like, do you even lift? Yeah. Now me back in 2013 when I was still playing video games online, it's just like if somebody asked me if I lift, I would like no, but your mom was lifting me last night. I used to be one of those trash talkers when I would play games. So it's just like whenever somebody would say something to me, like you was just like, come at me, bro. I was like, your mom was coming at me last night. And yeah, it was just I miss those days.
Real mature. Yeah. Real mature.
I'm this many. I'll have you know.
What a hero. What a hero we got, D.
It was 2013.
It's coming up, Trav, so just buckle up.
Oh, you weren't a hero yet. All right, I got you.
No, I was still you know, at UA training. You know, I didn't have my license yet and all that stuff. Okay. All right. But no, it's just making me think about those times. But you know, something I wanted to piggyback off of what you had said, because you know, you said that you were homeless at the time.
Yeah.
You know, when we interviewed Ryan Cole Levy, he was telling us like he was going through something similar before.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me. before he had got, his big break in voice acting and whatnot, man. And, voice acting, especially when you're first starting off, is kind of similar to wrestling. Because, I've heard so many stories of other wrestlers in the business where it's just like they were just couch surfing because it's like they're just trying to catch that big break. And, sometimes you catch that big break and sometimes you don't. So it's just like, I'm very happy that you caught a break and then you leveled up and then you just kept on climbing the ladders from there. So
I hear you leveling up with Benjamin. I see what you did there.
Hey, that's what your boy does. That's what your boy does.
Sick right now.
I know. So I go ahead, Trav.
Yeah.
I'm checking on my mans right now.
Yeah. Hey man, I played 2 hours of tennis before we did this.
Oh.
A little tight, man.
Hookah.
Look,
I play tennis too.
I'll pass the racket to you, man. Like you going to ask the next question.
Oh man. Oof. Woof. Okay, here's one for you.
Okay.
If you had any bit of advice for anyone looking to get into what you guys do, what would it be? What would it be?
Don't be a terrible person is my first bit of advice.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a very good,
that's a great that's a life lesson right there.
If any of y'all are on Twitter and you see a bunch of people that are like, I want to be a voice actor, blah, 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 but I'm an awful person and I'm racist and junk. You're not,
Christ.
You ain't gonna get very far. You could be talented as, I'm not gonna say there's a PG stream, but don't be a bad person because that's not gonna get you far at all. Actual real advice.
That's a good one.
Would be definitely, it's kind of hard to say. I would say it's about your presentation because a lot of first impressions are very lasting. I know a couple people in the industry that are very judgy based off of first appearances, which is fine. If you make a bad first impression, it's gonna be hard. Yeah. But be yourself. Definitely be yourself. Don't lie about who you are to yourself or to any other people. People are just gonna like you for who you are.
Yeah, don't be
That's
fake.
right. You got to show up with the guns out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Guns out.
You don't understand. This is my natural attire.
It feels like it.
I hate sleeves. I don't know what it is. It is the worst. It feels so constricting. Yeah.
It's because you want to show the ladies the peaks on top of peaks, like your boy Scott Steiner used to say. That's why you gotta
Besides, man, the pits gotta breathe.
They do. They really do.
You gotta do it sometimes.
Besides, man, you know how fly you be looking when you do the chicken dance?
This guy.
Fire. That's right.
Chicken dance. Jesus Christ.
The chicken dance.
But no, man, I agree with you, Darrell. I mean, that's the same thing too, in wrestling. It's just some people will try to come in and it's just they think that they're just going to go straight to the top and they're terrible people. And
don't be so hard. Yeah. Don't try to be something else. Be yourself, man. I don't know what the wrestling world is like. I really don't. But, I can only imagine what someone would be like if they walk in the room I'm the next big thing. What up? Yeah, I'm gonna beat you. It's no, stop, please.
It's all about being humble and being respectful because it's some guys will come in and just think that they can say whatever they want to say, and especially the younger guys. I tell them no, you gotta know your place. Nobody knows who you are, and they come in nah, I'm a grown ass man. I can talk. I was just okay, and those guys, it's they don't make. It's just if nobody wants to, take advice from you or, listen to, the experiences that you've gone through and whatnot, thinking that they'll just be able to come in here and do whatever they want to do. Sometimes you just got to let those guys or girls do whatever they want. And then they get a piece of that humble pie and, the business isn't cut out for them. And I'm sure it's the same thing with voice acting. It's just they think that they're going to be the top player in the voice acting game. And then once they get that slice of humble pie, well, F you guys, y'all don't know anything.
You haven't even waded into the pool yet. You don't even know.
They ain't take the tank top off.
They ain't take the tank top off.
The towel's not even on
the towel.
On the chair.
Keep the tank top on. We don't need
you got to put the sunscreen on first. Wait 20 minutes before you hop in that thing.
But Trav, you can go ahead with the next questions, kind sir.
Go for it.
Oh, me?
Yeah,
You,
Pass
For
it
real.
all
all
you,
night.
all
Yeah,
you.
the alley oop like on your favorite anime Kuriko's basketball.
No, we don't. I was gonna, no, we
Kuroko's
don't. We don't
basket?
alley oop in tennis.
No, we don't.
We do
No, we
volleys.
We
Yes.
do volleys.
We do volleys.
You
The
gotta be a
volley
little
in my
slicker
way.
in tennis. You can't really pass it to your partner. So
Hold
none
on,
of
what? You slicker?
no, whoa, easy,
Ooh,
Trav.
Trav,
That what
do
you said?
Oh.
Hey, be
No,
careful.
you gotta be a
This is
little
PG
slicker. You gotta-
podcast.
Oh, you got to be a slicker. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought slicker was a term in tennis. You know?
You can't pass it in tennis though. You got to do something like hit it cross court and then switch with your partner.
Yeah.
When they look
She
back
said.
up, your partner's there.
Oh my.
All right,
God.
go ahead. Carry on,
Okay.
Trav.
But go for it.
So-
Go for it.
Yeah,
All
go
right.
for it.
Hit
So
me.
you know, as we can see from the angle, my man's a big Twitch streamer. You know, we like.
I don't know about that.
Uh-oh.
And nah, you're on top of the game, man. On top of the game. Got the
He
He
ain't
peaks
talking
on
about the
top of
rapper
peaks.
either. I gotta specify that.
That's right. And
Or Triple H.
yeah, you know, I just want to bring up because they've been doing these what do they call them? Remakes, remasters, and they really been bringing back some of the super old IPs and adding voice characters to them and stuff. And you was in Secret of Mana.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's a classic. You know, for all of us, you know, growing up in that era, that's a classic.
Right.
What's that like? You know, when you get that phone call and they're like, you know, hey, you about to be in this
So
incredible series.
really quick, I'm gonna correct you because they corrected me. It's Secret of Mana. It's not Mana.
Oh,
I went.
okay.
I went into the session saying Secret of Mana, and they were.
I
like,
thought
oh,
it was
actually-
Mana too.
Yeah, no,
That's
look,
what I knew every
same.
day.
I got you.
I'm too deep in. It's Mana. It changed me now.
I tried Square Enix. They won't listen to me. I tried everything.
Now, see if they could have provided voice roles 25 years ago,
You
we
would've
wouldn't be in
known.
this problem now.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
that's right.
That's fair. But okay, so that it wasn't a phone call. It was an email. I remember getting an email. I took a class with a voice actor named MJ Lalo. I don't know if that name rings any bells. I'm blanking on the resume. The only thing that comes to mind is Koromon from Digimon, like Agumon's in training
Yep.
stage,
Mhm.
the pink one.
Yep.
I know she voiced Koromon for like one thing. I don't know what, but regardless, she sent me the audition, and I think she was a middleman. And I auditioned, sent it off. I hated everything I sent out. Absolutely everything. And I
Is
got
that standard for you, though?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Okay, gotcha.
Almost everything I've booked, with the exception of Kaede and Fena Pirate Princess, I've hated. Yeah, I was like, whoa, okay. All right then. Well, let's do it. But for Secret of Mana, I remember I got the email. It was under a code name, and I had no idea what it was. And then I eventually found out who else was on the cast. And Tom Bauer, who voices Randy, the player character, I was like, hey, so what is this? It was like, oh, it's Secret of Mana. And I was like, what? What is that? Because I had no idea. I didn't grow up with a Super Nintendo.
I didn't either, so you're not the only person.
Yeah. So when he was like, oh, you have no idea? It's like this really big game from Super Nintendo era. I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So I went home, obviously. I Googled it. I was like, oh, this is big. I went through all the forums, like Secret of Mana remake. Maybe someone like leaked it or something. I wanted to see if anyone knew. I was like, no, nowhere on the internet. I was like, oh, all right. So this is hopefully going to be a big thing. All right, cool. This is my very first big project. That's awesome. And then I remember not being able to find the session, the building. And I posted on Twitter or Facebook, whatever it was. I was like, haha, I can't find the building. Guess I'm not going to my session. And Bill Rogers, who's the voice of Brock in Pokemon, the current voice of Brock, he was like, oh, if you're looking for this studio, it's like right behind you. And I like, all right.
Yeah.
Went up there. Everyone was super, super nice. I finally got to see a picture of my character at that point, because I had never seen what my character looked like prior to that point. And I was like, oh my gosh, I really hope I like do this character justice, because the Mana series is a huge series, especially with the new mobile game that just came out, Echoes of Mana. So I'm like, oh my gosh, please, I really hope I don't mess this up. But I had a lot of fun in that session. One of the representatives from there was from Square Enix, and if you guys aren't familiar with the game, my character for battle transforms into another form. He basically just puts on a helmet and gets on this like hover bike thing. But when the representative was trying to explain it to me, she was like, your character kind of like, he transforms into a Power Ranger on a motorcycle. It's kind of hard to explain. And I like a common writer, and like her, I couldn't see her, but she goes, oh my God, you know what Kamen Rider is? I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, what's your favorite? Oh, mine's Dana. What's yours? Oh my God, mine is Blade. The director sitting next to her is like, can we focus? I'm like, I'm sorry. We'll talk later. We'll talk later. So, that really loosened me up. That was a lot of fun. And then finally getting out of that session and then like waiting for the game to come out. I'm like, oh my gosh, I really hope this is received well. And I think it did pretty well. It didn't do the numbers that I thought it was going to, but it's definitely a cult classic. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
No, that's like you said, like it's a huge game. Now I never played it because just like I said, I didn't have a Super Nintendo growing up. I was a Sega guy because Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Well, they also put it out on the DS. That's not a.
Yeah, well, I didn't have a DS.
It was on the DS.
I believe so. What? One of the Mana games was.
Yeah,
I know Mana. I don't forgot what it is now.
I know it's on mobile for sure.
Yeah, it was on mobile. It is. I just know, like when I had a DS, I got it when the first Bleach game came out on the DS, and I had that, and I had the Dragon Ball Origins.
Oh, I remember that one.
But yeah, I didn't. There wasn't a lot of DS games that I really wanted because I wanted a PSP because you could watch movies. I thought the games were better. You could go on the internet. It was just
you could watch movies on the PSP.
Yeah,
you can.
But you got to buy like the special.
You had to buy the.
Yeah, you have to get the UMDs. Yeah.
Who's buying that?
I mean, well, I had Kick-Ass, and see, this is the thing, Trav. It's just like, and you didn't have to just buy the UMD. You could have actually bought it on the PlayStation Store.
On the PlayStation.
Oh, really?
Store,
I had no idea.
Yeah, you could have bought it on the PlayStation Store, and then you could hook your PSP up to the TV, and then whatever was on the PSP would be on the TV. Because like that's how I used to play. What game was it? Crisis Core. I used to play Crisis Core on my TV. Just yeah. Those were the good old days, man. But Darrel, you had mentioned Fena Pirate Princess, and I want to say, I don't know how true this is, but I feel like we are the podcast that is going to one day can claim that we have interviewed everybody on Fena Pirate Princess. I want to say it's two animes that I feel like we're going to interview everybody on.
Let's go.
That's Fena Pirate Princess and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Diamond is Unbreakable. Because
you forgetting. I thought you was going to say something else.
No, because it's like we've interviewed like a bunch of people from Diamond is Unbreakable
I thought you were gonna say Great Pretender though.
You could do that if you interview Alan Lee.
Oh yeah, we interviewed.
We've had Alan Lee.
Yeah, we interviewed.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, for our Great Pretender month. But we haven't interviewed everybody from the Great Pretender. We interviewed the main cast. We pulled off the ultimate heist, and we was able to get all of the cast. Right. Yeah, and y'all can go listen or watch their interviews. They are up here on YouTube or on the podcast. But going back to Fena Pirate Princess.
Okay.
First off, I want to give a shout out to Brittany Cox because Brittany, it's like she's helped us out.
My captain.
When it's come to having guests, and then another person that I want to give a shout out to, because if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be sitting here talking to you right now, Darrel. And that is Mr. Nick Corda, because
I love him.
He was the first one. He was our Tony Stark. We interviewed him first, and then after that, it's just like the snowball just kept going and going, man. But back to Fena Pirate Princess, like how was it working on this project, man? Like I love the series. I watched it from beginning to end, and The animation was good. The story was good. The fights, like everything on the show, just having pirates and ninjas and anime.
They're samurais.
And samurai.
They're
samurai. I'm
samurais.
sorry.
No, it's fine. It's not something that they like advertise, but on all the promotional stuff, they always say samurai. And like, I personally, I'll look at them and go, they're more ninja, I guess.
They are, because of the outfits and stuff.
But
yeah. But I mean, like, how was it working on this show? Because I mean, like, it's a phenomenal show.
Yeah.
And I'm mad that we are not getting a sequel or a movie yet. But we'll get to that. But how was it working on it?
Oh my gosh. Fena was my very first lead character in an animated series. Prior to that, I did Lupin versus Conan, the movie. And that was my very first anime role ever. It was just announced later. Because I don't know, there was something happening with the Blu-ray or whatever it may be. But yeah, so Fena was the first one. The second one that I recorded for, but the first one I had ever announced. That was a trip. Man, I had been working for so long doing additional voices and then other stuff, video games, whatever, but I had never worked as a character in an animated series. Yeah. And incredible, man. Absolutely incredible. At first, though, I love telling this story because it confuses me every single time. When I first got the email for Fena, I was driving, and I was at a red.
No,
I was at a red light, and I checked my email really quick. Don't do that while you're driving, guys. Don't.
Yeah.
Anyway, don't follow my example. But I saw it, and it was like, "Hi, we would like your availability for Kaide, blah 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 blah." And I went, "What? Excuse me?" I'm so confused. And then kept driving, stopped, checked again because I was, still confused. And it was like, "Hi, just wanted to let you know, sorry about like the out of order emails. Sorry about that." What's going on? I don't know what's happening. And then I finally pulled over and I got the first email that was supposed to go out. It was like, "You've been cast as Kaede in Pirate Princess." And I went, "What's that?" What is this? I don't know what this is. So I did some digging and I came across the very first trailer that had come out on Toonami's YouTube channel, and I was like, "What? This looks awesome, but I have no idea what I'm watching right now. I'm so confused." Eventually I found out who else was on the cast, and that was all fun. So Alan was one of the first people I talked to when we found out we were in the cast. I was like, "Oh my God, we're finally on a project together. It's so exciting. What is this show?" I don't understand. I don't even remember auditioning for it. It wasn't until it wasn't until I finally figured out what the project was. I went back in my email. It was codenamed PP. So I didn't know it was under name Pirate Princess.
PG podcast, sir.
Yeah. Oh, I just said PP on it.
This guy.
Martin, you got me. But yeah, so I finally listened back to all of my auditions and went, "Oh, okay. Oh, I think I know why I booked this. It's just me, just high pitched and dumb." But yeah, I remember going into that first session and they played back some of the clips that I was going to be recording for, and I was like,
"Right,
oh my gosh, this looks awesome. What in the world is this?" And then the very first trailer came out, however many, I think it was a month later or something like that. Blown away by the visuals because I had no idea what anything really looked like. Because a lot of the stuff that we recorded for was still animatic. It was still sketches and stuff. Very few things were fully rendered out.
Yeah.
It was like that throughout the entire project. Even during the last episode, a lot of that was just paper and pencil.
Right.
That stuff was crazy. But man, I love that show. I love that show with all of my heart.
That's the cool thing about doing shows that aren't based off of mangas or that's what we really liked about The Great Pretender and now Fena is you get these shows that are specifically, you don't get a whole lot of anime that's made for television.
Yeah.
It's usually based off of something and they turn it into an anime. And I like going down that whole of, let's make more animes just an anime.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about it, it's just going all the way back to Cowboy Bebop and then with a lot of stuff that you see on Netflix, like BNA and then Great Pretender.
He's gone. Oh God, he's dead.
Yeah, D. I don't know. I guess Michael
got him. Hey, I know my man gonna be back though.
Yeah, he'll be back. But no, it's cool that you got the emails, and I agree. You should never check stuff when you're
but let's be real.
Now, but what's crazy, and I'm gonna piggyback off of your story after I let D back in the room. But I remember when we first started, interviewing a bunch of voice actors and whatnot, and I had messaged Alan Lee. It was like several months, before he had messaged me, and I was at work, and I'm sitting here driving the work truck, and I get a notification, and it's like Alan Lee messaged you, and I'm on the phone with D. I was like, oh snap! Oh, here we go! He messaged that because Trav hadn't watched Great Pretender at the time.
Yeah,
and me and D had watched it, and we were huge fans. I feel like we was like Great Pretenders, like biggest fans, because we was always talking about it, always posting about it and whatnot. And he was just like, yeah, hey, sorry, I've just been busy, but it's just like, yeah, I'm down to come on and be interviewed. And then after that, we ended up, Trav, he was just like, you know what? We should do a Great Pretender month because we interviewed Aaron Phillips. And I was just like, yeah, then Trav finally watched the anime. And, so I totally understand, man, where it's just like you driving or you at a red light and then you get that email or that text and you just like, yo, what's going on?
Yo, what's up?
I mean, when that crush finally texts you back, you got to get excited a little bit.
That's true. That's
true. I feel that, man.
Don't leave her on read.
Exactly. And it's just like, I'm just like, well, what am I supposed to say? Like, I hope I don't say anything wrong. And it's just like, I don't know. I guess, sometimes when we set up the interviews and whatnot, it's just like, I don't want to say anything that's gonna what's up, Trav?
All right. Is that D?
Where?
Flying in right now.
Oh, that's crazy. Where he at?
Yeah, where he at?
I don't see him.
He's waiting to come in.
Hey, Trav is being like T.I. right now. Like, where they at, though? Let's looking around.
Hey, the news guy?
The news guy was looking. Where they at? Where they at? But no, something I wanted to ask you is because, you voice Kaede, and then, Kaede, he has a twin brother named Enju. Mm-hmm. Now, something that I thought was interesting about this, because I didn't notice at first, but it's just like, it's two different voice actors that voice the twin brothers. And most animes or cartoons, if there's twins up there,
it's usually the same person.
It's usually the same person. So like, what was the decision going into that, if you even know, where it's just like, we want to cast two different people to voice these characters instead of just using one person?
It's interesting. I wish I had a good reason for you. If I had to guess, the reasoning for it is to just be like the Japanese, how it was two different voice actors. That said, story time.
Hey, go ahead. We got all night.
We love stories.
Brandon and I have been friends for a very long time. I love Brandon ever since he came out here to LA. Never once did I ever think that my vocal type was even remotely close to his. That was until he announced his role in Disgaea 6, I believe. The most recent Disgaea game that ever came out. I auditioned for that game as well. And I remember my audition, and I remember when he announced it, I clicked on the trailer and I listened back to him and I went, that's exactly what what? hold on. I'm very confused. Well, he sounds exactly like I do. Listen back to my audition, listen back to the trailer, and I went, this is ridiculous. I had no idea that we were so similar. That's insane to me. This is before we got auditions for Fena. So when we eventually booked it, I didn't know who else was in the cast just yet other than Alan. I think it was like, it might have been my second. Oh, no. I learned the cast 2 days prior to the initial recording. So I didn't want to tell him yet because Brandon has always been a champion in my corner, like trying to like, oh my gosh, I can't wait till you book your first thing. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. So I didn't wait because I knew, as my brother in the show, I was really excited for that. And he, I remember came time for his first session, because I remember I saw him on the schedule, and I got a message. It was a gift. It was just a gift of, who is it? Hulk Hogan? Hey, brother!
I thought you were about to rip the tank top.
Yeah, no.
You really like to do it.
Well, that's what the gift was doing. It was like, hey, brother! And
I get it. I get it.
So I I remember I was shopping and my hands were full, and I saw it and I started laughing because I was like, oh, he knows we're brothers. So like I like sent him a quick message, like a voice message, like, hey, I can't talk right now, my hands are full, give me a sec. And the next thing I sent him was the Spider-Man gif. Gosh, I'm just really happy to be like his brother in the show. As far as the reasoning behind it, I have no idea, but we have very similar energies, I feel, and so it was just easy to like play off of him.
Now,
Hi, D.
I have a Brandon story for you. So
okay,
you know, at my job, like one of my I had went to another store, and the girl in her car, she had a Funko Pop in her car, and I thought it was Bakugo this entire time because it had spiky hair. But when I actually went up to the car, I was just like, oh, it's Jiraiya. So I go inside and I'm just like, yo, who's Jiraiya Pop is at in the car? And then she raises her hand and she's like, it's mine. Like, you know, I really love anime and whatnot. And I was telling her, because we had just interviewed Amanda C. Miller, and I was like, yeah, you know, she voices Boruto and whatnot. You know, we interview a bunch of voice actors and all this other stuff. And then like the other girl in the store, she's just like, yeah, one of our friends, she's friends with a voice actor. You know, he grew up here in Virginia and Chesapeake and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, for real? Like, what's his name? And she was like, hold on, because like I'm going over to her house because she's doing my hair tonight. His name is Brandon. It's Brandon Winkler. And I was like, Brandon Winkler? And like, it was like, well, why'd you say his name like that? And I was just like, because it's just like, that guy has appeared on my Facebook friend suggestions for so long. And I'm just like, you know, I keep seeing that name, and then like I've seen his name on Twitter, and I'm just like, yo, we got to interview this guy. I was just like, I got to slide into this guy's DMs, and we got to get him on the podcast, because it will be fun. It will be crazy because he's from Chesapeake. He's from Virginia. Trav is from Chesapeake, Virginia. And, you know, I just want to say that I'm happy that he got out of Chesapeake, Virginia, because as we all know, there's nothing out Chesapeake. And I don't know if he's ever told you that, but
I rode a ferry there once.
Yeah. You've been to Virginia?
I've been there, yeah. So when I was still living in Connecticut, like we would do these giant, like I have a very large family. What's up, D? How are you? Welcome back.
I was waiting on Banks, so I was looking for my extra do rag so I could come and be like, we're gonna have to wrap this up without me. You guys were gonna do this without me, were you?
Hey, D,
yeah, all out of leather jackets too.
Hey, D was gonna toss the microphone in the sky.
Morphin' time.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so my family really, really big. We would travel from like Connecticut all the way to Florida like every other year. Around the time that my grandfather passed away, we kind of stopped. But prior to that, we just kept going up and down and up and down. And I remember there was this one time we were in Chesapeake. I don't remember the reasoning for it. But we loaded up our cars onto some ferry, and there was like one of the gift shops in the ferry was like, they had all these like really colored rocks and junk like that. And I remember because I picked like all of these stones that were reminiscent of the crests in Digimon. And I was like, this is the stone of courage. Nice. This is the stone of... I was really young, but I still have some of them. They're not here with me, but I know for sure that they're home in Connecticut. But yeah, that's like the only time I've been there.
Well, look, man, next time you're in the area, you know, Trav, he'll scoop you up. See, like that. See, that could have been your answer earlier. It's like Trav could have picked you up and then brought you right to Chesapeake. And you would have been out there. It's the only thing around Trav is a Popeyes and a Hardee's. That's the only thing.
I do like Popeyes.
Hey, everybody loves Popeyes.
You don't want to go to Popeyes in Virginia unless you got all day to wait.
That is true. That is true.
And
are they still running out of chicken sandwiches?
No, but
they got to catch the chicken when you order it, man. They got to catch it, clean it.
Yeah, you'll go to a Popeyes here in Virginia. Like, yeah, you're gonna be waiting, and like it might only be 2 people inside. And I'm talking about customers. It could be 2 people inside, and you'll be waiting 30 minutes just to get your chicken. Just like
Jesus
Christmas. Like all the chicken is right there. Like I can see the chicken. Why do I gotta wait? That's just how it is. But
I see the chicken.
But no, so D, I wanted to pass the ball to you because Darrel were here at the end.
You've been gone.
Corico.
Hey, D came.
Oh no, that's what I do. I'm the Phantom. Hey, I'm the Phantom third man.
Hey, D, I just threw the ball to you. Now go ahead and ask your questions.
All right. So here at the wrap up, Darrel, first question.
Okay.
Favorite 80s or 90s movie or both?
Oh man.
We got him, fellas. We got him.
No, you got
it right where we want him.
Back on the ferry now.
Yes.
I think I'm gonna have to default to 90s movie because
that's fair. That's half credit. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's half credit.
Let's get it. No.
Gosh. When did Digimon the movie come out? 2000? That doesn't count.
Yeah, I think 2000.
Good movie though.
Do you know the rap?
Of course I know the rap.
Thanks. Come on.
Of course I know the rap.
That rap went hard, man. That's all I'm just saying.
The Digivolution is up and right. Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know what's coming? I'm not gonna do it for you right now, but maybe we'll see. I don't know. I don't know what my favorite 90s movie is.
Were you a fan of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I guess I could default to that. Yeah. I preferred the Turbo movie actually more.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You don't. You ain't like the Adam. I'm a frog.
I'm a frog.
Yeah, like
that line at the end of the movie where they show the fireworks and the pyro and it says "Thank you, Power Rangers." And then Bulk is like, "Thank you, Power Rangers."
Thank you,
Bulk and Skull. It's just like these guys, man. I love that music. You know,
their theme song.
Their theme song.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I did really like the original Power Rangers movie, but even as a kid, I was very tied to like the canonical nature of Rangers. Like, oh, if this isn't a part of the show, then I don't like it.
I get what you say. It's not canon.
Yeah, that's always bothered me as a kid. And then seeing the movie and then seeing Power Rangers season 3, I was like, whoa, that's not how they got their ninja powers. I don't understand. What? I'm confused.
That's true.
So seeing them, and I also, man, the turbo suits go so hard. Like they are so before their time. Like compared to everything else that was super, super simple and diamonds and like little tiny designs. But you have like these light up helmets. You have like these lines all over the suit.
They had sweet cars.
They have sweet cars.
The vehicles are sweet.
Gosh.
Yeah.
That's so good. So good.
Okay.
My only thing with that though, I'm sorry, D, but
no, do it.
No, man. We're a team.
I just thought as a kid, like, it was cool that Justin helped out. But it's just like this man just replaced Rocky. Like they kicked him out of the team. I'm just like,
he kicked himself out of the team with that fall. He kicked himself out.
But this is my thing though. This is my thing. Y'all are Power Rangers. Y'all fight putties. Y'all fight all these monsters and stuff. But you falling out of the ring is what hurt you. It's like they never even brought Rocky back. And my whole thing,
you hear this guy, Trav?
My tag partner.
He never seen $1 Million Baby.
My tag partner. No, I have seen $1 Million Baby, but my tag partner, Dr. Victor Griff, he got mad and hung up on me because he was just like, man, I think it would be sweet if they brought Justin back and made him the leader of a Power Rangers team because he's an adult now.
Right.
And I was just like, bro, you want to know what would be awesome? It's like when he morphs. Remember how on Turbo
he would just shrink.
Yeah. This is how you get hung up on.
Yeah, he hung up on me. He's just like, why would he turn into a kid? I was just like, bro, because it'd be cool. It'd be like Dragon Ball GT where Goku.
It'd be funny.
This guy.
I think if I ever watched that, I would laugh. I would hate it, but I'd laugh. I don't. I mean, what? Why is this happening?
Like, why is he turning into a kid?
I don't. Hold on.
Oh God.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, I did really like the Turbo movie, just a tad bit more. So
Okay,
All right.
just a tad bit.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I agree. Rocky shouldn't have been taken out like that. He was, but he shouldn't have been taken out like that.
they never. They never.
It happens to the
Like,
best
hold
of
on.
us.
Like, why couldn't Rocky show back up like how Jason showed up? Like, Rocky could have came in with
That's
do
fine.
rag
Hey, that's
on.
fine.
Rocky's living his life now. He would have been replaced halfway through the season like everyone else.
Rocky had a career-ending injury, and the man was a kid. He had to work through that.
Yeah, hey, look,
Right.
Rocky had some big shoes to fill, and he was never able to fill those shoes. When he
I mean, you're making it so you want it to be like one of those scenarios where he's a cripple, but when he puts the suit on or the ring, you know what I mean? I mean, what else are you trying to say?
This man,
I mean, that's happened somewhere. I just can't. You want that Doc Connors kind of thing? Like
That's Morpheus right there.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but there is an instance like that somewhere in the Rangerverse. I'm blanking. I feel like such a fake fan. But no, I know there is an instance of that somewhere. No, yeah.
I mean, I know something like that from a show called Teen Wolf, where the lead villain of the first season, he actually got burned up in a house fire. But whenever he transforms, he's just the alpha wolf, and he just kills people, and then he goes back to the hospital, and then he's just catatonic.
Hospital.
I mean, that's what happens. It's just really weird.
I don't know why that's so funny, but it is.
Well, he does it. Actually, one of the nurses was under his little control. So go ahead, sorry.
No, you're good. I don't know which Super Sentai series it is, but it's the one where the guy, it's just like he's a bigger guy, and then when he transforms, it's just like he's in shape.
That's
Jetman.
I'm just like, yo,
yeah.
Like if that's all it took was just morphing into a Power Ranger, you know what I'm saying? It's just like I wouldn't need to go to the gym no more. Yeah, but what happens when he takes the helmet off? Like, does he revert back, or like
only the face? Only the face.
That's a good question. I can't answer that.
I mean, no, but you know what? Because remember when Justin would take the helmet off, he would be a kid, but when he would put it back on, he would get back into it. So I'm assuming like that's what would happen. But of course, they would never do nothing like that on TV, even though it'd be cool. And then you could say I feel like it was a missed opportunity to have a plus size Power Ranger because Bulk always wanted to be one for so long, and I know he's in one of the tabletop games. Like one of his descendants is
no. So
Ranger.
In the comics, they made Bulk and Skull purple and orange Rangers. I don't know the exact context of it, but they are Rangers canonically via the comics. And then they have little tiny figures in the tabletop games. I think one of them is in the mobile fighting game. I'm not sure. I think it might be Skull. Yeah, I think it might be Skull. But yeah, they are technically canonically Rangers now, which is great. Years later, 20-something years later.
Wow.
20 years later.
Yeah. But no, Dean, go ahead with the next question. I'm sorry.
You got it, Captain. All right. Second question. Growing up, was there anything that really scared you, stayed with you growing up? Whether it was a spooky song, some weird doll that one of your relatives owned. I don't know.
A tank top.
I thought you was about to say
stuck on you. You couldn't get the tank top off.
A long sleeve shirt that kept creeping up on you. What you got? It could be. I mean, I didn't mention it, but it could be a movie.
No.
Maybe
well, okay. So when you mentioned
call
doll, the one thing that sticks out to me that still to this day kind of irks me is Chucky. I don't know what it was. I remember this, and I was very, very young. But I walked into the living room and my dad might have been watching it, and it was just Chucky. There was no context. He wasn't killing anyone. It was just him. And I just started bawling. I have no idea what happened.
The overalls.
Have
you seen that bit? Have you seen that bit? Nah. But I looked at it and I just started bawling, and I don't know, that has just stuck with me forever. I remember when I finally moved out here, I went to Universal's Halloween Horror Nights, and I saw Chucky, and I nearly knocked that actor out. Like, it took everything I had not to. I don't know. No, Trav, what?
I was just thinking, what if this is where like the hatred for sleeves started? Like Chucky just had these long sleeves, and they're like, I need no sleeves.
No, never again.
The overalls with the sleeve.
Overalls with the sleeves. What is happening? It's a fashion
with the
emergency.
sleeves. I don't know, man. Like, as a martial artist, I'm like, my brain is so wired to like, okay, how do I
Quick
stop?
twitch.
Yeah, you know.
Right.
You see that like when I'm like at scary movies and like friends will like make fun of me. It's like, you're scared? No, man, I'm ready. but Chucky, oh man, that triggered my fight or flight, and I
Run around the house and put them out.
oh my god.
They'd be like, hey sir, you have to leave.
That actor was almost unalived right there.
Yeah, he's about to put him to sleep.
Almost had a lawsuit on our hands.
Yeah, seriously.
And there would have been nothing that we could have done to
Nope.
We can't help you.
Yeah, we can't. Hey, Trav would have been able to fly the helicopter. Right?
The portal would have opened up though.
Jason would have came walking
Jason
through.
would have came. Right?
Jason would have had the cornrows. He was just like, I'm back, baby. What's good?
He would have been like, you got room for one more?
You got,
no army could have saved you.
No, but now that's funny, man. But Darrel, like I said, we are here at the end of the interview. Thank you so much for joining us. You were awesome. We had a fun time.
I appreciate it, guys.
Hey, you're welcome, man. And before we let you go, let everybody in social media land know where they can find you.
All right. You guys can follow me on all of my social medias. Darrel J Delfin on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'm on that new social media platform, Mastodon. If anyone,
I don't know what that is, but I love that band.
No.
Like
it's
Power
like
Rangers.
It is.
Mastodon.
Whole, Anyway.
Yeah.
It's like it's the jump ship when everyone when Elon Musk bought Twitter, everyone was like, where do we go? So
yeah,
Mastodon, it just reminded me of like the dating website for farmers, except just for Power Rangers.
Farmville, a Christian Mingle.
It's just for Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Fans.
Is that a hookups? It's morph ups.
It's I believe the link is mastodon.social, and then you just type in Darrel J Delfin, you'll get that. You have a cat or dog? What is that?
It's a cat.
Hi friend, I love you. This is about Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Darrel J Delfin. I also stream on Twitch, though not nearly as often as I'd like. It's been a little hard lately. And then I got some new stuff coming out that hopefully you guys will be a fan of.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
And that's what we love to hear up here. And again, thank you so much for coming up here and joining us.
Thank you.
That being said, Trav, let everybody in social media land know where they can find you at.
That's right. Your boy is on the Instagram at ZK Audio. I'm also on the Twitter at TRAVIOSCK, where I'm also on Letterboxd ranking and rating my daily movie watches. And your boy finally saw Belle this week.
Good movie.
You like it?
Oh yeah, it's a really good movie.
I only cried twice, so I'm proud of myself.
You like Digimon the movie? 0.3.
My turn, Trav.
Take it away.
I was gonna start singing a song from Belle when it got quiet.
Let's not.
Lend me your voice. Trav, hit me. Follow up.
Where can we find you at, D?
This guy, Trav, you never sing with us, man.
He don't sing with nobody. First off, Banks, nobody. His childhood hero came here. Trav was like, "Nah, I'm not ready." We were singing
4 Time with Ratna, and Trav was like, "I don't know that. I know the others." Come on, man.
Saying the wrong song.
Look, you can find me at rebellious_D23 Instagram.com. And Banks, if they're looking for a hero who is not walking through a portal and does not have a do-rag and a leather jacket, where can they find one?
Hey, you can find me at Hero Benjamin Banks at KingBenji_Banks on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on Facebook at Benjamin Banks. I should be the first person to pop up. If not, then I need to contact Mr. Zuckerberg. Darrel, thank you so much for joining us again. Everybody,
thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Everybody, make sure that you check out some more of our interviews, reaction videos, reviews. Check out our podcast where we have brand new episodes every Tuesday, like this one right here. And then the video is up on YouTube on Friday. With that being said, keep that pinky up. Stay positive. We'll see you next time on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks.
Hit the subscribe button and the bell. Do it. Do it right now. I swear to God, if you don't.
Thanks again, everybody, for watching another episode of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe to the channel. Podcast, we got that too. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and hit that bell for further episodes and notifications. Thanks a lot to our patrons. And if you don't mind, join the Patreon. We'll be having new specials coming up soon.